Hey guys, I'm back and today I'm going to be doing the next update, number 7, to my 25 in 2025 Project Pan. We're a little behind schedule. It is October and I've finished 10 products, so we're gonna start getting going on these, I think. And to just jump straight into the products, let's start with things that have been in the project since the beginning, namely this Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette. I said I was going to repress it in my last update. I did not. Here's what it was looking like at my last update, and I've used it 15 times since then. Pretty good amount, if I do say so myself. And here's what it's looking like now. There definitely is progress. I finally got isopropyl alcohol. My goal is to repress it today and maybe even include a picture of what it looks like repressed right here. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'm not screwing over editing Jasmine. And then we can finally see just the last bit of this. I need to finish this year. I've been using this palette for, oh my god, since 2018. I think I got it in 2018, and I've been using it pretty much nonstop since then, except a brief stint with a different pan, that palette. So we're getting this used up this year. I think the progress is good. I've been wearing bronzer a good amount, and I am ready to roll this one out someday. Then next we have some of the eye products. So we have this Lancome Le Crayon Kohl eyeliner in the shade Black Ebony. Here's a picture of the progress. Not a ton this past month. I've been continuing to try and wear it, just run it in, really smudge it into my lash line every single time I do my makeup. I just don't think I sharpened it this past month more than once. But regardless, still working on it. It's definitely getting down there. This will get used up by the end of the year because there's only so much more I can sharpen with, I need to be able to grip it to sharpen it. So I really only have this much left. So I'm getting there. We're working on it. I also have this Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Color in the shade Khaki. Here's a picture of this progress. Beautiful eyeshadow, really liking it. I did some very fun looks with my friend for her birthday weekend. We were both wearing this in two very different ways, and I thought it was really fun that we both could use kind of the same eyeshadow and get different, they're both smoky, but different looks out of it. So just playing with and enjoying this has been one of my goals. A beautiful green color. Now that we're kind of in the fall, I'm hoping that this color will continue to pair well with other golds and things like that in my collection, in my project pans, in my hopes and dreams, all the above. And then the last product is my Evergetikin pink clay face mask, and this is finally done. I'm not gonna lie, last night I had a little bit left and I just dumped all of it in my hand and used it because I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and measure and do math. No mas. This is out of my collection. I'm so happy because this took forever to use up since the beginning of the year, and it was not even full completely at the beginning of the year. And it will be replaced by another skincare product at the end of this video. Not really much else to say. I got it in Greece. I have no clue if it's even still available, so it was a face mask. That's kind of the end. Next we have this Kat Von D liquid lipstick in the shade Bachelorette. And my goal for this is 75 uses. At my last update, I had used it 51 times, and I used it 8 additional times, so now we're at 59 uses total. So we're almost there to the 75 use goal. I don't think I'm going to be anywhere near using this up at 75 times, but it definitely is getting used. Oh, it's really hard to show you, but when I run the wand along the edges, gaps definitely appear. So I mean, product is being used out of it. These kinds of things are kind of like mascaras where I feel like they start to dry out before you will ever truly use all of the product, because the more you use, the more air gets in here and the more it starts to dry down on the inside. So I'm just going to keep plugging along at this. Definitely think I can hit the 75 by the end of the year. I'm hoping I can hit more than 75. Just keep going along. If I get 8 to 10 uses every month for the next October, November, December-ish, that should be definitely at least 15 uses. So that one I'm feeling on track. Then we have this Exa color corrector. I think I might just need to like scrape all of this out and depot it because I have the teeniest, tiniest bit left. You can actually see it pretty well there, just a little bit at the bottom. So maybe if I scrape all of it out, or at least like scrape it and smush it along the sides so it's easier to get with this thing, I'll use it faster. I'm wearing it, but I've been wearing it most days when I use my makeup, but I don't use a ton. It's very effective in its job of color correcting, so you don't need like a whole wand of product every time. Hopefully next month. Fingers crossed. Then we have the RMS Uncover Up Concealer. Here's a video of what it was looking like last month. I've been using this just very consistently whenever I do my makeup. Sometimes I just use a little bit under the eyes if I'm going in with foundation, and sometimes I will go in with this kind of all around the center of my face for a supernatural look. And here is what it's looking like now. I'm almost done. This will definitely be used up on my next update, and I am excited because this is my favorite concealer, but sometimes I do the thing where it's your favorite, so you hoard it and never use it, and I want to make sure that that's not the case, because at a future Ulta 21 Days of Beauty or Black Friday or Sephora VIB sale, I want to be able to replace this and also have concealers move through my collection such that I'm not worried about them expiring. Then the next product is this Huda Beauty Lip Contour in the shade Trophy Wife. Here is a picture of the progress. Not a lot this past month, which is surprising because I feel like I was wearing it a lot. I guess I just wasn't wearing a ton each time I was using it. I think I just lined my lips and then went in with something else on top, rather than filling in my whole lip line. So maybe I need to go for a more bold mauve look when I am using this in order to see better progress. I put down my goal is to use this up. That is a deeply unrealistic goal with this product, but if I could get it used halfway up, that would be great. And the last product is from Rolled In last month, and it is Tarte Mini Blush in the shade Party Dress. And my goal is to use this 45 times, and in the past month I used it 17 times, so roughly a third of the way there. I did have some like very unique looks where I didn't use this, but for the most part I'm using this every time I do my makeup. So that is, I mean, it's a beautiful blush. I don't think I'm gonna be hard pressed to use it, 28 more times, but it is very pretty. I don't know how I'll ever use it up because this has been in project pans before, and I've used it 60 whatever times, and now this is another, 17 uses in, and it looks the exact same. So I don't think this is ever going to be one that I'm able to completely use up, because as beautiful as it is, I like rotating through my blushes more than I like using them up necessarily. I can't believe I almost forgot. I also have in the shade Getaway from my Tarte 2017 holiday palette. I will insert a video of what it was looking like last month. I think I'm taking videos of every month, but my goal for this is 60 uses. At my last update, I had used it 31 times, and since then I have used it an additional 19 times for a total of 50 uses. So we have 10 more uses on this shade, and the progress is real. Like, I've definitely been getting good use out of this shade. I think another 10 uses is not going to be hard to do. I'm probably just going to keep this around for the next month, sitting with my everyday makeup, use it however many times I use it, and then at the next month we can see the total progress. But this is a really easy shade. It's what I put in my brows. I also have used it as a contour. I've used it as especially like a nose contour. I use it as an eyeshadow because it's a really easy to wear brown shade, and generally just a well-loved shadow in that palette. I'm kind of worried what's going to happen when I completely use it up because it's one of my faves. So that one I also anticipate hitting my goal by my next update. So to replace the face mask, I decided to roll in these Peter Thomas Roth Goodbye Acne Max Complexion Correction Pads. These are very similar to the First Aid Beauty correction pads that I had in my project last year. I think it was in my 20 and 2024. It might have been in Graveyard Project Pan. Either way, I had something very similar rolled in. I didn't quite get them used up in the timeline, but I did use them up very shortly after. This is something that I use probably like once every third day, and they're nice. These ones smell like fake peaches. You know what they smell like? They smell like peach flavored vodka. Does that make sense? Like they smell like vodka or like alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, and they also smell like fake peaches. So it's not my favorite. I don't know if you could tell from the facial expression I made when I smelled them. But yeah, it's not my favorite scent. I'm gonna see if I can convince perhaps my boyfriend to use these too so that we can get through them quicker. But I would love to get these used up and rolled out of my collection, because I just don't think that this type of product is really my cup of tea. I think I'd rather just use like a serum than rubbing a little pad on my face every other night. I don't think I told you how far we are down. We're down about to here, I think. So with the packaging and how full they are, I think I'm about halfway through these. So maybe there's like 30-ish pads left, maybe 40. So that is everything for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.